Yeah.
I'm not kidding you.
No,
That is the truth.
Oh.
That's the truth. Here's the
Wow.
problem. There's a problem unless you're wearing pants to tuck it on, or there are times where if I have a tall boot, I'll hook it on my boot. If not, that's the only place if you're wearing a dress.
Right, you can show it up front and carrying it.
Yeah, so you have to
Holding
make
it.
sure that those are strong. Those aren't strong, boy. We have a problem.
Yeah, right, wardrobe malfunction. Anyway, so
Can you imagine?
the
So
school loan thing.
Yeah, school loans, you guys. We're talking about this group that's saying, listen, you didn't tell me the truth about student loans. They say, so you basically entrapped me. I'm not paying him back. But then they make this strange correlation, or maybe not strange, depending on how you look at it. They make this correlation to Rosa Parks. So we will be chatting about that. And do we have any comments on Facebook, Tony? Yes, we have a lot on this one,
We
right?
have comments on this one and none on the other one. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 'cause girl, you're perfect, and you deserve it. The way you work it.
Welcome back. Here's a live look outside at Aces Camp. Gorgeous start to the day. A little bit more to what we're used to. 38 degrees in Reno. Let's go and take a look at what's trending over on our Facebook page. A group of students are refusing to pay back their student loans. According to a report on BusinessInsider.com, Mallory Heine and 15 other students say that the Corinthian college system lied to them about student loans, so they're fighting back. They say they are fighting for students everywhere who are manipulated by unfair university practices and face loan debt as a result. The group is also comparing their fight to Rosa Parks' bus boycott, saying if people in the past could face persecution and imprisonment, they can face a bad credit report as well. We're asking our Google Plusers, what do you think about their stance here, saying we simply won't pay, and about their comparison to Rosa Parks. Starting off first with Kempton out of Canada. Kempton, your thoughts, do you think that it makes sense if they feel like they were unfairly maybe brought into this student loan, they shouldn't have to pay it back?
Well, shouldn't may be a very strong word, but in this case, they have probably have a very strong case. They're tricked for a few things. They're told, assume like a regular student loan, you pay it at the end of the thing, not during and while you are taking the courses and whatnot. And also the class where the teacher just read from the textbook, that's not teaching. So and this is a private college, right? And so that makes it worse. But the comparison to Rosa Parks, I think that's too much of a stretch.
Too much of a stretch. Steve, what do you think? If they find out, you know what, this is not what I was thought this was going to be, should they be able to get their money back? Or, hey, maybe you should have read all of that paperwork, the fine print, before you signed your name.
One, yes, they should have read the contract. You know, doing the protests, I hope they win. If they get someplace, it's going to help me out because I got lots of student loans, trust me. And yes, you should have to start paying back on some of the loans depending upon the loans you get while you're going to school because you're accruing interest. The other half of the loans you don't have to start paying back, and you're not getting any interest until you're done going to school, and it doesn't start until 6 months after you graduate. So yes, read the fine print. However, the reputation of that school, if I were the student, I would have checked that out before I started going to that school. So it's kind of like, you know, they're messing up their credit report for something that they should have taken care of. It's like buying a used car, you know.
Make sure you know what you're doing before you buy. Glenn, what do you think? I mean, this potentially could be helping out a lot of people. Maybe you don't like the way they're doing it, but if they're having, you know, these banks and others looking into the fine details as well, maybe they're helping people out. What do you think?
Well, they are helping people out with publicity for sure. Rosa Parks, that was a big mistake. They should just take that and throw it away and pretend they never said it. Now, step 2 is to go get a lawyer or two and take this to court. To just say you're not going to pay back your loans, no. There's a contract, and if the school actually broke the contract, that's what we have courts for.
Or some would say, also, if they didn't have Rosa Parks in there, we maybe wouldn't be talking about it. So, which way does that go? We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. All right, stay with us. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
That was a good topic, and it could have gone on for a long time.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a lot more to the student loans than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
And it's like I've been to many schools. By the time I got out of school, what I would learn was obsolete. You know, so it's kind of like, yeah, the same thing is going to happen in nursing because things are constantly changing.
Yeah.
Well, and if there was a teacher just reading out of the book and not really teaching the class, they actually have a legitimate issue there. I have a problem with Rosa Parks because that has to do with racism.
Yeah, Rosa Parks and the other one voting. I think they're trying to say that they are
supposed to be here.
setting. They're willing to break the law to get what's right, but yeah, it's quite a stretch.
Sorry, dude, you lost your
They get us to talk about it though. So
There are lawyers that will take
if you're short,
don't have money
you did
because
last night on the whole connection between the Spanish body and the.
of some kind. They can go to court.
yeah.
You can
All right,
do it
secrets in the next segment, eh?
right. This block, can you just pull it over on the morning show? Okay.
I can't.
Okay. Now time to catch up to the rest of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I made good use of my time. I got all sorts of other work done, but still, I haven't.
Welcome back, everybody. We begin this half hour with a bizarre story unfolding in connection to the body found in Spanish Springs earlier this week, and also a death at the post office. What is the connection? Van Tu explains.
The 26-year-old who slit his own throat at this mail sorting center was never a suspect in the Spanish Springs death investigation.
So detectives went there with the intention of talking to him, interviewing him about what he knew about the deceased man and trying to establish a timeline.
But when the overnight custodian's co-workers told him detectives were there to question him,
he entered a bathroom within the facility and used a knife to cut his neck.
workers let the detectives in who tried to save the man, but
However, he became combative with not only the detectives but also the employees.
according to Lieutenant Green, the man died before the ambulance could get him to the hospital. There was just too much blood.
Both of my detectives had blood exposure and were transported to Renown for decontamination and a physical check. They're okay.
It's a bizarre turn for what should have been routine questioning for an investigation of another 26-year-old man found dead in Spanish Springs. He was found with a single contact gunshot wound to the head.
But at this time, all evidence and indications lean towards self-inflicted for the man in Spanish Springs.
So if it could have been a suicide, why the overnight custodian at the mail center reacted the way he did is a red flag for detectives. What did he know, and why did he do it?
There's just so many possibilities that, could it have been a suicide pact? Could he have been distraught because of what happened? We just don't know those. We don't know.
Bizarre story. Thank you for reporting for us this morning. The Washoe County Sheriff's Office is continuing their investigation in Spanish Springs, and Reno police will take over the Vassar Street incident Next step is, of course, to await the medical examiner's final report and forensic results on cell phone records and a weapon found in connection with the Spanish Springs case. We'll be back.
How do you slit your own throat? That's just, oh my God.
Yeah, that's, I don't know. When I was in the service, the Marines taught people how to commit suicide because people were attempting it and not being successful and leaving themselves messed up. And one of the things, they used to have those razor blades that you could just rotate the handle and it would just roll over, bring up a new blade. And the best way to commit suicide, they said, was to smash one of those open, roll up the razor blade, and swallow it.
Oh. Ugh.
One of the guys did that.
Mm.
But that's a little bit strange. And then the other story about finding the body out in the desert. So now we've got 2 bodies out in the desert. And there's a lot of people around here thinking, well, there's lots of desert out there. Well, they're not going far enough out into the desert, people. You don't do it, behind a high school, because it's going to get found. Particularly under a sign that says heavily trafficked area, no firearms, right?
Right.
Get on your 4-wheel drive, and you can drive for hours and not see anything. Okay, that's where you want to go to shoot. And if you're going to dump a body, that's supposed to do it.
Well, wait a second. There we go. What you got to do is have some signs put up. No committing suicide, at this point. In other words, tell them they have to go beyond this point to commit suicide. And no homicides in this zone. You have to go out.
No homicide zone?
How about a sign that says you must be at least 100 miles into the desert before committing a homicide?
Yeah, there you go. I like the sign that they put up. It's like you're approaching a state penitentiary around here, and they've got a couple of offside the road, and it says state pen, no hitchhiking. It's like right. If the guy's out there hitchhiking, he's probably going to already be busted because it's that close. It's like.
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. A pretty dry day for most of us across much of the area. The only exception really into the southern Sierra, a chance for some isolated showers and even some thunderstorms basically south of Lake Tahoe within the Sierra. For the rest of us, warm temperatures with sun and clouds. 38 degrees right now in Reno, 32 in Carson City. We're at 35 in Yerington and 23 in Truckee this morning. So we do have mainly clear skies for the northwestern portions of Nevada. South and east, we are looking at some cloud cover right now. We'll all see clouds mixed with sun for the day today. And again, in the southern Sierra, a chance to see a few showers and thunderstorms popping up during the afternoon hours today. That chance diminishes later on, and it's not really all that big a chance nonetheless, about 20 to 30% for the southern Sierra. High pressure builds in as well, so that keeps us all mainly dry heading into tomorrow with mostly sunny skies. Today, a mix of sun and clouds. We are looking for temperatures mainly in the 60s for the lower elevations. A few 50s showing up on the maps as well. 65 today in Reno Sparks. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour, and that slight chance for isolated storms in the Sierra today. For the rest of us, a dry day. Back into the 70s by your Thursday and Friday in Reno Sparks. Heading back to the 60s for the weekend and slight chances for showers next week. We'll be right back.
Just hold on, we're going home.
I hate to say it, but I guess I got to get out the dust buster and start dusting things off.
Wow.
Every place I look has got dust. I'm like, oh man.
One of the things I get a kick out of is I keep the lights just so in here for the cameras. But when I want to do a full video up against the green screen, I have to turn on all the lights and really brighten the place up. And that's when I can see all the dust in here.
Yeah.
And it makes me clean after.
We got in the living room our stand, if you will, that has the television and surround sound and this and that. All over it is black glass.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see the dust on it really good anyway. Well, also in the living room, we have this 6x8 window. You know, I call it our solar panel. Because in the dead of winter, with the sun coming in here, it'll get up to like 77 degrees in this place without the heater on. But when the sun comes in that window, you know, boom, on the television stand, you can definitely see the dust. It points it right out. The plants that are in the room love it. They're going nuts. I got a Christmas cactus that's supposed to only bloom on Christmas, but with the light that it gets in the morning, it's got like 10 or 15 different blooms on it right now. The other one's taken up. It's growing up over the wall. I'm thinking about putting strings on there because it's actually about 4 or 5 feet from the window, and the vines have taken off and they're headed for the window. They want that sunlight. And I was like, guys, slow down. I'm being taken over. But I like to have lots of plants around. They give off oxygen, and I like that.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 7:58. We are joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. We have new developments in the case of a body found Sunday in a canyon north of Spanish Springs. The story took another gruesome turn Monday night when detectives, basically doing routine questioning, were looking for a friend of the dead man at the mail sorting facility on Vassar Street where he works. They say when he learned the deputies wanted to talk to him, the 26-year-old man slit his own throat. Detectives tried to save him, but he became combative. He died before the ambulance could get him to the hospital. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. We have mainly sunny skies for northwestern Nevada right now. The farther south and east you go, the better chance you're going to see some clouds, though we'll see clouds mixed with sun for the day today. And even a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, mainly in the southern Sierra. The rest of us, not much of a chance at all. 39 in Reno Sparks right now, 36 in Carson City. We're at 43 in Fernley, 28 in South Lake Tahoe. We're seeing that slight chance for isolated showers and storms in the southern Sierra. It's about a 20 to 30% chance down there. The rest of us, which is most of the viewing area, staying dry today. Mid-60s in Reno Sparks today. Back to the 70s by your Thursday and Friday, cooling off a little into the weekend, and then slight chances for showers as we head into your Monday and Tuesday at about 20% there. If you're watching us on News 4, the 8 o'clock hour of the Today Show will be next. If you're watching us on Fox 11, Mornings on Fox 11 will be back.
I like Melissa's comment on underwear. Do you ever wear suspenders?
Yeah.
I put on a pair of suspenders and I was clipping everything and I caught everything and I didn't realize it. And then I was like, what's going on here? And I pulled one of them and it's like, whoop, everything went. So, whoops.
Well, as soon as she saw that, I thought, you know, I wasn't kidding. She really would have to wear something that can support the weight.
Check on the mic. 1-2, trending on Twitter, hashtag the Jinx. Police search a Texas home real estate heir who now accused of murder Houston police cruisers.
All they need to do is put on a belt.
Mm-hmm.
It could be an accessory and she could stick them on the back of the belt. Problem solved. Because like Samantha, I noticed she's got it clipped to her boot. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it would go that far down the wiring.
Oh yeah, when she was sitting there on the couch interviewing that one girl about the lottery they have, or the raffle, I should say.
Plus, the flying car has been a staple of movies for years, and they say it might actually jump off the big screen and make it to an airway near you.
Also, still to come, you could say Facebook is going green. The new feature that will spot friends and family a little cash with just a little click. We'll have that story and much more coming up for you on this Wednesday, March 18th, 2015.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
Good
That'd be
Wednesday
like James
morning,
Bond.
and thank you for joining us here on Mornings on Fox 11, 8:02. Second hour of the show. Got a lot still ahead of us this morning, including Justin Impossible is going to be here with a few tricks for us to freak out your kids, if you will, and just maybe your friends.
Yeah.
He lights his business cards on fire too.
Yeah.
If he presents you with his business card, he's like, "Chirp, here's a flame."
I saw him at a birthday
that's crazy.
party. Now, we were talking about this last half hour that I didn't know his name, but now that you mentioned the whole spider thing.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I saw that guy at a birthday party.
Yeah, and he's also
Kids love him.
He's also a staple now at Tamarack Junction. Does some great stuff. Also with the Washoe County School District, he does some events for them as well. Travels around, so we're happy to have him back on the show.
He's coming up in just a bit. We want to tell you about some breaking news overseas, though, where a hostage situation at a museum in Tunisia is now over. Officials report 2 gunmen and 1 officer are dead after men opened fire, killing 8 and wounding others at the National Bardo Museum. At least 7 of the dead are foreign tourists. No word yet on their identities or if any groups have claimed responsibility.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, just imagine flying into an airport, landing and driving home without ever getting out of your car. Sounds like the Jetsons, huh?
Love it.
Well, a Slovakian company is bringing a science fiction staple one step closer to reality. Aeromobil, it says it's designed a flying car that can land just about anywhere. What's more, in just 2 years. That's pretty exciting. It may be ready to land in your garage here soon.
If you have like $9 million.
Yeah, that's. I mean, that's pretty. Here's the thing with the commercial flight bit and people doing that. You know that's got to be like. First of all, you've got to have one heck of a yard like this person, or if just do it at the airport apparently. But so many people don't know how to fly, so this is for those minuscule little amount. But
430 miles per hour. Yeah, no, thank you. I won't
No, it
be
has a
getting in
range
that.
of 430.
Oh, okay.
So it can only go 430. So if you're at like 429 and there's no runway in sight, you're screwed.
Anyway, still cool. All right, let's go into what's trending over on Yahoo this morning. Is Apple looking to get into the streaming cable TV business? Well, the Wall Street Journal reports that Apple would like to launch a streaming cable service happening this fall. The report says the company is talking with major channel owners to make this an actual reality. At this point, and the service would cost between $30 and $40, I should say, a month, less than a typical cable subscription. Trending over on Facebook this morning, the social media site announced users can now send money directly to their friends over Facebook Messenger. What? To send money, users just tap the $sign button at the bottom of the Messenger conversation and enter an amount. After clicking pay, the money is transferred. The service is free, but a debit card is required the first time it's used. Gosh, can you see all the problems that are potentially with that? All right, trending over on Twitter this morning is #TheJinx. Police search the Texas home of the real estate heir now accused of murder. Houston police cruisers could be seen outside of Robert Durst's condo yesterday. Los Angeles police have charged Durst with first-degree murder in the shooting of Susan Berman. He's also the main subject, I should say, of the HBO series The Jinx. All right, let's go ahead and take a look now what's trending over on our Facebook page. A graphic cell phone video of a fight is going viral, and according to a local Fox station in Indianapolis, the video shows a high school-aged girl pulling another girl to the ground and repeatedly kicking and punching her. Seconds later, the video shows a child getting attacked, later identified as the second girl's brother. Police say that the 2 girls knew each other from school. It's clear in the video there was a crowd gathering around to watch and record the fight, but no one stepped in to stop it. Asking all of you on Facebook, what do you think about it? Do you think that people are reluctant to step in and do something about it because they're worried about potentially maybe getting hit themselves, but also touching somebody else's kid. What do you think about it? Would you step in? We would love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments over on our Facebook page. That is where the conversation continues. And you can also go ahead and check out our latest stories on this and everything else that we're covering on the show on foxreno.com. All right, let's go ahead and toss it on over to meteorologist Tim Studebaker with a look at our forecast. Tim, gorgeous shot out there, the Aces cam.
That's right. Lots of sunshine visible there as that sun starts to come up on Aces Ballpark. It is a beautiful day out there for a lot of us today, and staying dry for a lot of us as well. A mix of sun and clouds. If you go further to the southeast, you don't see clouds on radar, but we'll show you that on the satellite in a moment. We are looking dry across Doppler radar right now. Here's the satellite with the clouds down to our south, so down to the south and east, more cloud cover, up to the north and west, more sunshine. We'll all see a mix of sun and clouds today. And the best chance for any sort of activity as far as precipitation is concerned would be in the southern Sierra. We are looking at a chance for some showers and thunderstorms, albeit a small chance down south of Lake Tahoe within the Sierra. 30s, 40s, and 20s to start the day. We're going for the 60s today in Reno Sparks at 65 for the high, 36 the overnight low. We're in the mid-60s to the upper 50s, depending on where you are today. Northeast winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. We'll take a look at that storm chance for today on the maps, and we'll also take a look at your 7-day forecast coming up. Back to you guys.
All right, Tim, thanks. Now we'll take a look at what's next and, of course, stories impacting you in the day ahead. Nevada Governor Brian Sandoval is going to introduce his plan to lawmakers to change business license fees. This was a key part of the governor's State of the Address as he looks to improve education funding in Nevada. Senate Bill 252 will be introduced at 1 o'clock. We'll, of course, be following this story and have much more coming up for you on News 4 at 4. All right, well, communities in schools of Nevada will be at the state legislature today to talk about the program's successes. Fox 11's Alex Canito is live in Carson City with more. Hey, Alex.
So that flying car story they had some years ago, a company in Massachusetts said they were going to come out with the world's first flying car, and I got really annoyed because every time I turned on a TV show, news, whether it was national or local, they were all saying the same thing. First flying car, first flying car. Well, if you just Google it, there have been flying cars since the 1950s.
Yeah.
You can see them all over the place out there. So they need to throw out the, and when they say, hey, flying car could be a reality someday, it's been a reality since the 1950s. It's just it's not that common to see. And those cars, they literally, you would carry the wing and the tail section on a trailer behind. Or there's another version where the wing and the tail section sits at the airport and you back up your car to it and connect it. But they actually,
that's kind of cool.
Yeah, they actually work. There's one in Daytona Beach, which is the one where you pull it on a trailer behind you once you land. And I've seen that thing flying around Daytona before. It's just, there's also someone in California that has one.
They've actually got, it's been developed, but they've had problems with it. I don't understand the problems because it's magnetic.
Coming up,
so basically, it's a hover car
believing our
that
guest
cruises around without
does
wheels,
nothing.
but it doesn't really fly.
The problem with that, I remember kind of tracking that one. The problem was, but I think they're getting near solving it. The way the drones now have the gyroscope in there to stabilize it, it was a stabilization problem. So while the engines certainly do pick it up to keep it from rocking around, but now with today's gyroscopes like you see in the drones, they ought to be able to solve that.
Well, they were saying that the problem was actually magnetic because it didn't have an engine in it, and they were trying to control it via radio waves, where they would send it out ahead of the car and have the car follow the radio wave. The problem was that anything that was magnetic would interfere with it. And that's why they can crash it on them. And that was actually Intel that was doing that, and they were doing that quite a few years ago. And it's kind of like, I don't understand, because technology has changed so much that they've actually gotten away from where the magnetics affect the IC chips, because now they got, the nanocarbon technology and that kind of thing. So it's like, go with the car, But, that's something that, it's just like the electric car. There's a lot of people and a lot of money that don't want that to happen because they're making a fortune selling gasoline.
Yeah. Well, there's this, this is the one I was talking about that has the stabilization problems. I just sent you a link to the picture, which I think they should be able to solve now.
Sky car. Cool.
But the other ones they're coming up with are the ones that, you know, the wings fold up against the car.
Yeah. Well, they're finding, well, I don't know. I'm not that much into the aircraft or aerodynamics or anything, but it's just like you see these drones with basically 4 or 6 different props going around because they're stable, and yet you look at the real helicopters that we've got, instead of having the one blade in the center going around, you're seeing these ones with multiple blades because they've got more control over the thing, and it's much more stable with multiple blades going. It's kind of, helicopters are weird. I was in a helo landing crew when I was in the service, and you know, landing and taking on supplies while underway from a helicopter. It's kind of tricky, you know. But the technology that's behind helicopters is a little bit surprising.
Well, I could sing.
I mean, that's like a combination of musician and magician.
Yeah, right.
Magician.
No.
Let's keep going with it.
Yeah.
All right, he's at Tamarack Junction Casino. Check him out there, and he's all over. Not just there. You were everywhere. You travel around the U.S. and also here locally. Do a lot of stuff with kids.
Yeah.
It's Justin Impossible. I mean, we're talking magic this morning. But first, let's start off with your new gig at Tamarack Junction. Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. I'm there every Saturday from 6 to 9. But what's great is you got 2 free shows. So
Yeah.
at 6:45 I do a kids set, and then at 8 I do like a young adults, so like middle school and up. And it's they're completely free. So, and I love Tamarack because it's all locals.
Yeah.
And it's wonderful.
Great food as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, great food.
And a great place to take the kids on the weekend. So if you're looking for something free to do, Justin has got a great show, and you're going to give us a little bit of a tester here.
Everyone always comes into Tamarack and they say, we want to see your best trick, the best card trick. I say, all right, you want to see the best card trick? And I know what it means because they come in and they want it every single time. Take a deck of cards. Here, do me a favor. We have all different cards for you, okay?
Okay.
Now, you can take one out, but we'll do it this way, okay? Take it out. Don't look at it,
Okay.
okay? Got it? I'm going to put these back. Now, I'm going to tell you exactly what that card is. You ready for this?
Yes.
The card's either red or black. Not very impressed. All right, here, hold on. I have a Sharpie here. Here, perfect. Sign the card, not on this side. Sign it on the side with the numbers.
Okay.
You look, show everybody at home. You tell me when you're done?
Yep.
Okay, good. Here, stick it back inside. Plug it in. Perfect. Now, we have a very, very important question for you. Do you know what this is? Hold on.
Rubber band?
No, to the untrained professional, this is rubber band, but this is a variable tension gripper.
I
Variable.
should have known.
Yeah, okay, not variable tension gripper, but here, I'm going to put this around the pack so you know that I cannot get to the car. Now the question is, would you be impressed if I put this inside my pocket just like this and instantly came out with your card? Would you not be like, oh my gosh, I need to take everyone to Tamarack to see this guy perform?
Absolutely. I mean, I'd take them anyways.
Yes, but that would be amazing.
That would be just like the cherry on top.
It's just the Joker. I mean, that would have been good. But would it have been good if I could literally just reach into my pocket, pickpocket the deck with the rubber band, and take out your sign 5 of hearts?
Look at that. That is
The best
so,
card trick.
so, Justin, so many questions. And I have tried desperately. I'm like, come on, Justin, tell me how you do it. Tell me how you do it. And he's like, no, you know, magician never tells his tricks. But you are going to be showing us a cool trick coming up in the next block. It's one of those, parents, you got to watch because
Just grab a quarter.
Yeah.
Grab a quarter.
It's
Go
super
in.
easy. You don't need anything big and fancy, and you're going to freak out your kids and your family members and whoever else you want to. So Justin's going to be back with us in just a few. We're going to talk a little bit more about Tamarack as well, and a trick that you need to see. So that's coming up next. Stay with us, you guys. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back.
Twice. I'm from the dirty, but that shit go nice. Y'all call it a moment. I call it life.
I can remember back when I was a kid, I think it was Popular Mechanics or Popular Science magazine put out an article, and they had basically a car that was powered by 2 Jeep engines, that was amphibious and actually would go underwater. It was like a submarine. And I thought, wow, that'd be so cool, you know, until I got older and actually went into a submarine. I didn't like that. It was too claustrophobic. I said, I had to get out of here, you know. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. For me, my body, the way that it's shaped, I have large lungs. And I don't care if underwater breathing apparatuses or any kind of breathing apparatus, for that matter, that I put on, cannot supply sufficient air to sustain my body. I cannot get enough air to breathe, because when I breathe, I take in a lot of stuff, you know. And the same with the exhale. And it's like many times I've been in like emergency response teams and stuff like that. We have to don, you know, the breathing apparatuses and go. And I've only found one in my whole life that supplied adequate air for me to breathe. And it was, you know, definitely under pressure. And it was like I had enough air so whether I could, you know, without any problem. You know? Right. And it was really neat, but everybody was surprised because I could get it on and be breathing in under 30 seconds. And their target was 2 minutes. Yeah. It's like, I've done it too many times. But by the time you get one of those things and then you get into what they call an acid king suit where, you know, it's all silver and you got the thing over your head, it's like, yeah. Right. Takes you 15 minutes to get the thing off, and the problem is that if you run out of air, it takes you that long to get out, you know? Yeah.
And you're really kind of screwed, aren't you?
Well, yeah, and what they don't take into account for is when you're in a situation where you're doing that, and I've seen even trained firemen, you know, that are getting into that kind of apparatus. You know, they're so hyped, so nervous, and they're so up, they just start regurgitating.
We're joined now by Justin Impossible and Peter Ramos. I'm scaring the Jesus out of. Nope.
No, we're last time.
Don't bring that up. So Justin's going to be showing us a trick that you can do at home. Super easy. We did one a few times ago where the banana trick, still a classic. We still do it, love it. So here's a new one, and all you need is a
quarter.
Figure out what we're going to do with this.
Yeah, right. So don't worry, nothing on the back here.
Okay.
Like, so take the quarter in your right hand, take it to your left hand, take it back to your right hand. This is called the toss. That's right.
Which we're clearly very good
at. We're clearly. So look, all you do is you take the quarter in your hand.
Now I'm on the outside.
Yeah, put it in your hand. Good. Put it in your hand. Show it's there. Good. Go like this. Make it completely disappear. And then say, look, it actually traveled down into the pocket. And look, jumps inside the pocket.
No way.
You put it down your sleeve.
Sleeve, right, and it goes into my pocket. Isn't that amazing? No, this is super easy, okay? I love teaching this trick because it is very, very simple. And the secret, you guys, it's so great. It's actually under my shoe. So here's the deal. The greatest thing about magic is if you're not a magician, if I was to toss this, okay, you could just drop it. Oh, say shoot. All you do is you step down, okay, right behind the quarter, reach down, pick up the quarter, and you just stuff it under your shoe. All the attention's right here. Put it into the hand. Make it disappear, and then I have another quarter inside the pocket, and I say, look, it actually traveled. Did you see it? It traveled down inside like this. And the cleanup, we call this, I'm dirty right now, obviously, and you don't want to go like that because you hear that. All I do is I step in front of the quarter, reach down like I'm tying my shoe, pick up the quarter, and then ditch it into my pocket.
Oh, who knew?
Right?
You need to do the cleanups.
Okay.
Look at that.
So this is the easiest part, dropping the quarter on the ground.
Right.
Yeah, this is a good one. This is another easy one, and just bringing the tension back to your hand.
Yes. So okay, you ready for the drop?
I don't know
ready?
about this. I don't know. You ready?
Yeah. Go like this.
Okay.
Boom. Drop it on the floor. Right behind.
Yep.
Good.
Then you just
grab under the shoe, and you got to come up like this, like it's
like
here.
That. Yeah.
Place it right here.
Not so good at that, but
like that, huh?
Yeah.
Like that, you got to do it like
Look
that.
at that.
Inside the hand. Got it. Oh yeah. Now blow magically.
Nothing. Look at that.
Right. Amazing.
Look at that.
Even you can do it, Studi.
That's right.
You can do it.
I can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. We all
Weatherman and does tricks.
Yeah.
Whoa. Love it.
Nice.
Good job, Justin.
Yes.
Real quickly, if anybody'd like to check you out at Tamarack Junction, how can they do it? When can they do it again?
Every Saturday night from 6 to 9. 2 free shows, and then I'm roaming around the restaurant doing tableside magic.
Love it.
Super fun times.
Awesome.
Good
Great
stuff.
place
Cool.
to go
Thanks for
eat.
showing us that.
Yeah,
Yes.
take the family, check out a free show. Couldn't ask for more than that. Justin, thanks for being with us.
Yes,
We
of
appreciate
course.
it. And you can find this on our website as well if you'd like to take a second look at how to do that trick. All right, stay with us. Mornings on Fox 11. We'll be right back. But coming up, got to look at your forecast coming up. Stay
That's
with
right.
us.
I'll be in.
That was kind of corny.
All right. Another page done.
Me and a friend of mine had he wasn't really a friend, but he was. We were working at a place in Phoenix, Arizona, and a cyanide alarm had gone off.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all out there looking at how to fix the cyanide. Well, he and I both knew that there was no cyanide in the place.
Uh-huh.
And it was a hydrogen disulfide gas that was being given off by a lead treatment thing that we were using as a chemical reaction. And the boss was doing the treatment because he's, oh yeah, I can do this without a problem, because he thought he was something. Anyway, so he set off this alarm. They had the fire department and everything, and the safety guy comes around and says, what do we need to do? And it's like, the numbers keep going up on the cyanide thing. I said, well, call the Marines.
Yeah.
Call 7 Eyewitness News, let them know that, we got cyanide, that it's growing and it's out of control. And he looked at me and he thought I was serious. I was only joking with him. And me and the other guy were sitting there laughing because we knew that the problem was there was no cyanide in the building. We knew it was a mistake. But you couldn't convince them of that because it was a cyanide alarm that was going on.
Yeah. That's what the alarm says, therefore.
Yeah. And it's kind of like, that was so stupid. And I got a kick out of that anyway.
Mic 1, 2.
Regular soap will set off a cyanide alarm.
1, 2.
Detergent.
Checking the mic. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Checking the mic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Of course.
That was a big thing that they used to, they'd ship oil and stuff like that. Well, oil's got detergents in it, and that bit of detergent in there would set off and say that, oh, we got 0.005 parts per million cyanide, and they charge you an extra $75 for the barrel of oil. And it's like, that was fictitious as hell, but they were getting away with it. And they still do,
Good morning and welcome back to Mornings on Fox 11. We've got a pretty dry day for most of us across the area today, but in the southern Sierra, a chance to see a few showers and maybe even thunderstorms. So we'll be watching for possible lightning strikes later in that area, mainly south of Tahoe within the Sierra. Sun and clouds for the rest of us with mild temperatures too. Pretty warm one later on by the time we get to the afternoon hours. 37 in Carson City right now, 42 in Dayton, 39 in Reno, 43 in Fernley, and 29 right now in Markleeville. So down to the south and east, more cloud cover. Up to the north and west, a little bit more on the way of clear skies, which means a lot of sunshine for you folks. Basically, we're going to see sun and clouds for the day today, and that chance for showers and thunderstorms picks up this afternoon south of Tahoe within the Sierra. For the most part, the rest of us a dry day. High pressure giving us a lot of sunshine by tomorrow also. 55 in Austin, 58 in Ely for the high today. Lots of 60s on the maps too, and northeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. 65 in Carson City for the high today, and in the Truckee Meadows about 65 for Reno Sparks as well. 7-day forecast, that very slight chance for isolated storms in the Sierra today, returning to the 70s by tomorrow with more sunshine, cooling off a little by the weekend, and slight rain chances by Monday and Tuesday. We'll be back.
I'm all called up. Smooth sailing from here.
Cool. Now your monitor will go out, right?
Yes. Oh, of course. I had made the mistake. Yesterday was such a nasty day, and I don't normally say that. I like just weather. Whatever it's doing is cool by me.
Yeah.
I like watching rain and snow and storms and blizzards and all that. But yesterday was just nasty, and everybody stayed inside. today I said, "Oh, look, it's a gorgeous day," and everybody looked at me and went, "Shh."
Don't tell anybody, right?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to stretch my legs, walk around the building.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. I'm Melissa Carlson. Your time now is 8:28. We are joining you live from Mornings on Fox 11 with your News 4 update. Well, Carson City authorities are asking for the public's help, and they're looking for answers following the discovery of a shallow grave containing human remains. They say that a hiker discovered the body. She says that she saw a foot sticking out of the ground. The body was found not far off the trail located just above Lone Mountain Cemetery. Sheriff Kenny Furlong says the body was mostly decomposed in a side of a sleeping bag, and we expect to learn more about it today as the autopsy is completed. We'll keep you updated. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker joins us now with a look at our forecast. Hi, Tim.
Good morning to you. South and east, we're looking at a little bit of cloud cover right now. North and west, basically clear skies. We're looking for sun mixed with clouds for the day today. By the time we get to the afternoon, the southern Sierra could pick up on a shower or thunderstorm. About a 20% chance down there. 39 in Reno Sparks right now, 37 in Carson City, 28 in South Lake Tahoe, and 46 in Silver Springs this morning. 7-day forecast, we're going for the mid-60s with partly cloudy skies in Reno Sparks today, up to the 70-degree mark with more sunshine tomorrow, lower 70s by Friday, cooling off into the weekend, and slight shower chances by Monday and Tuesday of next week, about 20% across the area. Today, most of the area is dry, but we are looking at that 20% chance for showers and thunderstorms in the southern Sierra. Could sneak up toward Lake Tahoe as well. If you're watching us on News 4, we're going to send you back to the Today Show. If you're watching us on Fox 11, the last half hour of Mornings on Fox 11 will come up right now.
It's Wednesday. Yeah. It's Glenn's fault. Everything's my fault today. We take turns on it. On Monday. On Wednesday, President, yes. Yeah, Tuesday, came on Tuesday. Okay, so, yeah. We'll get there.
The Humboldt County Sheriff's Sergeant, who came under fire for allegedly taking people's money during traffic stops, finds himself behind bars. More on his charges coming up.
Also, still to come, roll down those windows and set your cruise control a little faster. A new bill is flying through the legislature. Find out how lawmakers are trying to help long-distance drivers.
And we are still in a drought, and it's forcing Tumwa to talk water conservation. I can tell you about the plan coming this summer.
You're watching Mornings on Fox 11, connecting Northern Nevada.
And hey, good Wednesday morning to all of you at home. 8:32 now, middle of the work week. We have made it through Monday and Tuesday and St. Patrick's Day. Did you guys do anything fun to celebrate the holiday?
I went to bed at, stayed up a little late. I think I went to bed at 8:45.
Wow, you rebel. Ooh.
That was
That's what all the kids are doing these days, just staying up a little later, especially on St. Patty's Day.
We had our shenanigans early in the morning because we set out a leprechaun trap. My son and my daughter and myself, they decorated it over the weekend, kept them busy for a couple hours. And then in the morning they woke up and the leprechaun got stuck in the trap and left. He was so stuck in the trap that he left behind his pants and his hat. So
if you see a leprechaun running around without
Lucky that was
pants
just
and
a
hat,
leprechaun.
bare booty, that's why. And then my son felt horrible. He's like, oh, he's going to be made fun of by the other leprechauns. So we had to talk him off the clip for that one. But it was a lot of fun. So that was our shenanigans.
I love that.
Yeah.
I just made corned beef and cabbage.
Some awesome,
yeah.
and you got some tips from Steve Schroeder, who was
I
in here
did.
last week telling us the secrets to the best corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Separate pots, right?
Separate pots, yeah, and crushed coriander seed. I use that this year as well.
Ooh.
Normally I use the full seeds, use the crushed this year.
Love it. Get a little bit more flavor.
Yeah, our little secret.
Very nice.
We're going to get your forecast with Tim on this day after St. Patty's Day in just a minute. But first, new information now on a knife attack in North Carolina that left 3 small children dead. Police in New Bern now say that those children were ages 1, 5, and 12. The attack happened at a home last night. An 18-year-old young man is charged with that crime, but no motive has been released. All the people involved are Burmese, and police say the accused killer knew the victims. Another adult and a child were also wounded in that attack.
And we're going to update you now on some breaking news that we brought you earlier of a museum attack in Tunisia. The Prime Minister is now saying 19 people are dead, including 17 tourists. Media outlets originally reported just 8 tourists were killed. 2 gunmen and 1 officer are dead, but the Prime Minister says 2 of the 3 gunmen in that attack could still be at large. This happening today at the National Bardo Museum. We'll, of course, continue to follow this story and bring you updates on foxreno.com. Well, back here locally, we want to update you on some of the bills on the agenda down in Carson City. A group of Nevada senators is introducing a bill that would legalize physician-assisted suicide. The measure would allow doctors to prescribe a lethal drug to terminally ill patients. The bill also allows healthcare facilities to opt out and prohibits life insurance companies from canceling a policy if a patient decides to end his or her own life. Only Oregon, Washington, and Vermont allow the practice right now.
A Senate committee has passed a bill allowing a higher speed on some Nevada highways. Now it heads to the Senate floor. The bill originally called for a top speed of 85 miles per hour, but the sponsor of the bill, Republican Don Gustafson, asked that the limit be lowered to 80 miles per hour because some people were uncomfortable with the speed. Existing Nevada law allows a maximum of 75 miles per hour. Gustafson says raising speed limits would help truckers and cut down on travel fatigue for all drivers. Some police agencies in the state transportation department testified against the bill and said it could increase fatal crashes.
Nevada lawmakers are considering a bill that would let students use state funds designated for public education for private school. Republican Senator Scott Hammond sponsors SB 302. It would create education savings accounts. Students could use the money deposited in those accounts for tuition, textbooks, tutoring, or even college savings. Governor Brian Sandoval endorsed a similar measure to create opportunity scholarships that would allow businesses a tax credit for donating to scholarship funds that help low-income students go to private schools.
And in other news this morning, the Humboldt County Sheriff Sergeant who was accused of taking people's money illegally during traffic stops is now in trouble with the law himself. Sergeant Lee Dove, who's shown here, was arrested yesterday afternoon on charges of assault with a deadly weapon and brandishing a firearm. No other details have been released about the incident in question. Dove was booked into the Humboldt County Jail and later released on bail. Now, after our sister station, News 4, investigated this issue, the Humboldt County Sheriff's Office ended up paying back more than $60,000 that had reportedly been taken from motorists during traffic stops initiated by them. All right, let's toss it over to meteorologist Tim Studebaker. He's got a first look at your forecast on a beautiful Wednesday morning. Hey, Tim.
Good morning to you. A beautiful morning it is out there. Lots of sunshine, at least for the northern and western portions of the viewing area. But farther south and east, we are looking at some cloud cover right now. Either way, all of us going to see some sun and clouds today. And we'll also see the chance later on to be tracking some storms down across the southern Sierra on Doppler radar. Right now, nothing going on down there. It will take until about the afternoon for any of those storms to get going. We are looking at clouds to the south and east, clear skies to the north and west, sun and clouds for the day today, and that 20% or so chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms down into the southern Sierra. 39 in Reno Sparks right now, 39 in Carson City as well, 28 in South Lake Tahoe, 38 in Yerington, and 41 this morning in Smith Valley. Going for about 65 in Reno Sparks today with partly cloudy skies, matching that in Carson City. Fernley 66, 59 in South Lake Tahoe. Northeast winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And on that 7-day forecast, we'll take a look at the maps and see where those showers and thunderstorms should be later on today, plus our chances going forward into the beginning of next week. Back to you guys.
Okay, thank you, Tim. The Truckee Meadows Water Authority is meeting today to talk about its water conservation plan for the summer. Now, we're currently in our 4th year of drought, and Tumwa says it is worse than expected. For example, snowpack is just at 10% of what it should be this time of year, and reservoir levels are even lower. The good news, though, there will be enough water to get through this summer. Tumwa relies on multiple water resources on the surface and underground, and they've been saving up. This winter, for instance, Tumwa has been injecting about 7 million gallons a day in underground aquifers as one water-saving measure.
And we're not talking mandatory conservation yet. We're not in the same situation as a lot of agencies in California. Again, we've got it's a very resilient system. You know, if one source dries up, we go to another.
At today's meeting in Sparks, the Tumwa Board is expected to approve their conservation plan for the summer. Now, the proposal is to continue a voluntary 10% decrease in outdoor water use, but earlier than in previous drought years.
And speaking of drought, in our neighbor to the west, the drought has meant bigger and even more dangerous winter wildfires for California. The California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection says winter wildfires so far this year have burned 3,200 acres in its jurisdiction. That compares to 800 acres by this point in an average year. Forestry Department officials also say they have kept more seasonal firefighters on duty this winter than ever before. Melissa?
Coming up in our What's Trending segment, a child is brutally beaten as a crowd stands by and does nothing. It's all caught on camera. We're going to be talking about that. And a little later, there's a lot going on in our town over the weekend. Oliver X shares a little bit of what you can expect. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Oliver, I always get so excited when you come in, not only because it's you, it's because like it's Wednesday, which means it's almost Thursday, which means it's almost Friday.
You're right.
See how that happens?
It is kind of cool.
And I'm like, yes, Oliver X, that means it's Wednesday. That means it's 2 more wake-ups.
Right.
And then it goes to Well, it won't be Schroeder tomorrow, but then Schroeder comes Thursday.
And then the comedian on Friday. And once the comedian, because the comedians are last minute on Friday, I'm like, hallelujah.
Hey, you guys, we are talking about the viral fight here on this next block. A little bit about, you know, that all these people saw it. First of all, that it happened, okay? That's one thing. But that all these people saw it happen and didn't do anything, and that these fights are getting caught on camera. And what's the real reason, you know, kind of behind it? Potentially to get a little bit of notoriety, etc. You know, and the more that we talk about it, are we just prolonging this issue because of it? So what do you think about it? Do you think that people should have stepped in? Why do you think people didn't step in? And if there were two kids and you're an older adult, would you be upset about? Would you be concerned about stepping in because they're somebody else's children and you do not lay your hands on somebody else's children? What do you think? The slap.
I think I'm in favor of just carrying one of those loud horns that people bring to ball games, you know? That tends to wake everybody up and break everything up.
Right. Sound gun. There's a name for that kind of device. Is it sound gun or something? They have it on police riot truck or something. Sound cannon.
Yeah, sound cannon.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Welcome back. Here is a live look outside ACES camp. Gorgeous start to the day. Currently 39 degrees in Reno. Meteorologist Tim Studebaker is going to be joining us in a few with a look at your forecast. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at our trending topic of the day on our Facebook page. A graphic cell phone video of a fight is going viral, just one of many. According to the local Fox station in Indianapolis, the video shows a high school-aged girl pulling down another girl to the ground and repeatedly kicking and punching her. Seconds later, the video shows a child getting attacked, later identified as the second girl's brother. Police say that the two girls knew each other from school. It's clear in the video there was a crowd gathering around to watch the fight, recorded as well as we have this video here. No one, though, stepped in to help. Asking all of our Google Plusers, what do you think about it? Do you think people are reluctant to step in because they're worried that they're going to get in trouble for touching somebody else's kid? Or maybe it makes for good video, so just let it happen and catch as much as you can before it gets broken up? I'm not sure. Glenn, what do you think about it?
Well, first off, you have to assess if you're going to get into this or you're going to walk away from this, because some situations are just too dangerous to throw yourself into. If you figure that you just are going to get into a whole lot of trouble and get beaten up yourself, well then, yes, use your cell phone. First, there's the police. Next, you can start recording because that's evidence. So at least you have a civic duty to call the police and gather evidence.
And Kempton, isn't that part of it? I mean, a lot of times these cases are being solved or going to court and being prosecuted because there is video of it. But we've talked about this before. Is there a fine line between recording and stepping in and making sure that you can help somebody?
Yeah, there's definitely a fine line. And in this case, because it's little kids hitting another kid, I hope it's not a group of adults watching this fight. If I were one of the adults, I would actually be willing to step in because there are no knives and no weapons, looks like. I would be willing to step in and take a few blows and hopefully stop this madness from happening. Sure, someone taking the video and prosecuting is good, but that cannot be it, because some people, like in the news, get kicked out of it and then just make it more of this happening.
Yeah, some people say it's the dirty side of YouTube. It's that voyeuristic being able to look. Just for the record, I too, there was no weapons like Kempton, I would try to step in as well and take a few hits. Steve, what do you think about it? Would you help out in a case like this? And what do you think about everybody standing back and just getting that video and not helping out?
Kind of as a rule of thumb, I've always made it myself, and a lot of other people think the same, is you do not break up two girls fighting because they don't stop fighting and you wind up getting into the fight yourself. If it's another woman, boom, now you've got three women fighting. When the kids started getting hit, that's why I would have stepped in and I probably would have put somebody out. Okay? As far as shooting viral video, everything is being recorded on video and going on Facebook today, so why not? You know, I don't see where we're getting notoriety out of it.
We'd love to hear what you have to say. You can go ahead and post your comments on our Facebook page. That's where the conversation continues. You can find it there. And, of course, you can find a lot more of what we've reported this morning on our show on foxreno.com, our website. All right, that's a look at what's trending. Sam, over to you.
Melissa, thank you. Well, after the break, Oliver X will mark all the hot spots to fill up your social calendar around our community. Stay around, everyone.
Now, of course, the final option is, if it's really that bad, just start getting undressed. Just get naked. And everybody will stop and stare at you. And then it's over.
Yeah, good for you, good for you. Get something else to distract them. Yeah. It's just maddening.
The worse you look naked, the faster the fight's going to stop.
There you go. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah, that crazy guy, and then they forgot what they are fighting, maybe.
Right, yeah. You got to think outside the box here. You really do, yeah.
Right, distracted, yeah. All right, you guys have a good day.
All right, see you guys next week, because I won't be here tomorrow, Freddie.
All right, okay. You have a good weekend then. Okay, see you. Bye.
When I'm back, everybody. I'm sorry. You caught me giggling at Studebaker, who was doing this little jig over there for this song. It was making me giggle. All right, somebody who's just hanging out with me here, Oliver X. He's got all the details on some great events, like usual. Every Wednesday, talk about things that are going on around town. And you happen to know about it because of this magazine that you happen to deal with. It's so awesome. If you guys haven't checked out Reno Tahoe Tonight magazine, you need to pick one up. It's got everything that's going on around town, a lot of local folks, and great stuff that's going on. So let's get to what we're talking about this week.
Yes, Annie DeFranco is going to be at the Knitting Factory this Sunday. She is one of the great pioneers of the indie women's music during the 90s. Incredible artist, legacy artist, and she is a great performer. So folks want to see that, all ages.
Knitting Factory is bringing in some great groups.
They
pretty
do.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Also, the what's going on for the Wine Walk? Correct.
The Wine Walk is so great. The last, the third Saturday of every month, 30 businesses participate, and they raise money for themselves and charity. Yeah. And you can get some pretty decent wine and visit some businesses you haven't seen before. So it's really cool.
Yeah, get to go check out things. You know, it's a slow stroll. We're going to have hopefully some good weather for it. Tim's going to join us in with a look at that. And also talking about something that you and other local journalists are doing starting today. Really interesting. Tell us about it.
It's a project called This is Homelessness, and it's being sponsored and sort of coordinated by Volunteers of America, who run the shelter services here, along with the Eddie House. Now, people might not know that when you age out of foster care at age 18, up to 70% of those kids become homeless or imprisoned. And so as a sort of a catchment, providing a drop-in service is what Eddie House does. So there's services for them, information and resources. So we're trying to galvanize information and awareness around the plight of the invisible, and blog about it and post about it under the hashtag This Is Homelessness.
Very cool. That's a lot of great information. If people would like to check it out, you can see this again on our website and our Facebook page. And of course, you can always pick up Reno Tahoe Tonight magazine. Oliver, thanks for being with us.
Thanks so much.
All right, stay with us, everybody. We'll be right back.